Okay, today I'm going to show you how to make gajillions of background papers using a variety of supplies that are just extra. All right, so we are going to use all kinds of stuff on these background papers. So this is a piece of typing paper that I did a magazine pull on. So I have that. I have this. I have this pile of stuff from Everything Mixed Media sent it to me. So I'm going to go through there and find some stuff. I have tissue paper. I have other tissue paper. I have more tissue paper over there. I have, okay, so here is, all right, and then I have a whole bunch of pieces that I've just cut out. What is this? Oh, that's real ephemera. We're not going to do that, but what else do we got in here? So go through your kind of, see, here's another piece. We can use that. Go through your stash of stuff and find things that, oh, look how fun this one is. This one has numbers on it. Your stash of stuff. And see what you can see. I got some old papers. Ooh, I have a paper bag. What I'm looking for is texture back here, but not heavy texture. So I guess, so this is a piece of scrapbook paper. Maybe we could use, let's use some of this scrapbook paper because it has been in here forever and it'll give us another layer of something we can use. All right, what else do we got? Oh, paint chips. I don't know if I want to use those. Here's this, that's good. That's good. So, oh, here's some paper that was painted on. Here's some more scrapbook paper. This was from a planner. Oh, those are stickers. We don't want to use. So I have literally cleaned out half of my junk box. Yay me. Okay. And I'm not going to make you go through all of this, but I am going to show you how I go about making backgrounds. So we need a big brush. That's a pretty big brush, right? Okay. So we're going to take Mod Podge, and don't worry, I have another Mod Podge, and we are going to make a bunch of backgrounds. So the first thing I want to do is start pulling these apart, and I can do smaller pieces. I don't want to have a huge area with any of these that is going to be, you know, too encumbering. Okay, so we have these guys. And what you want to do is you want to tear all of your pieces into a size that you like, right? So for me, this would be bigger than what I want. I may tear that in half again. I think I'm going to put that card in my card drawer. Okay. This we can do. This is that Tim Holtz, little piece extra of that Tim Holtz wallpaper. This is just a piece of old paper. Boop, boop, boop. This is rice paper. Yep, it'll tear. Look, it's got fuzzy edges. So we got this. Tissue paper. Tissue paper. Tissue paper. Oh, I'm not tearing that napkin. I will use that one. These are just pieces of scrapbook paper. Nice, nice. That'll be good for behind the scenes. These are cool because I can use either side. I can decide which side I want to use. Whether I want to use the, ooh, look how fun that word is. That's fun. I like that. I'm going to keep that. All right, so let's tear these up. All right, and I have a lot of pages to cover. And I want to show you how I do my pages. So I will probably fast forward through part of this. Okay, so we have enough to get started for sure. And what I'm doing here is I'm just gonna take pieces of stuff, right? Just any kind of thing. And I'm probably going to cover most of these, right? With paint, with layers, whatever. And so I don't have to be super precious about it. I do, all these pieces are probably bigger than what I'm going, these pieces of paper are bigger than my book. So I will probably be cutting parts of them off. You do want to see right here, see this? If I leave this open, right? So if I take this piece of paper, this old paper, and I leave it open rather than going over it with the Mod Podge, it will absorb inks and dyes and things like that. On this one, because I have Mod Podged over it, this one is going to stay the way it is. And there's no right or wrong way to decide whether you want your stuff to be open or closed. I tend to, especially on backgrounds like this, I mean, I'm making 24 backgrounds. It's not like I'm going to be super precious about every single piece that I put down. I don't tend to worry about it very much. I just want a nice mix of different textures of stuff underneath. Maybe, so this is another deli paper, right? There we go. That one had a wrinkly edge, so we kind of put it down. But let's get there's a piece of napkin. Now napkins are what called double ply. See how they have 2 plies? So we're gonna get extra texture with this one. It's like a bonus. And napkins are what people really use. Watch on this napkin. I bet you if we do this and we put this down, the birdie layer will come up, right? Will it come off? Oh, maybe that just is the top layer. Okay, so none of this will show up. None of it is in the hole. Some of it, you may see peaks of it here or there, but in general, this is just to get places for ink to hang up. So if I were to put India ink down here now, it would kind of go along these edges. I like to have different pieces and parts of stuff going on. You may see a tiny bit of it. If you didn't want that, you could gesso over the whole thing after you are done. So for right now, I think that's what's going on this page. I'm going to see, I mean, I have so much stuff that I could use. I'm actually trying to get rid of some of the stuff because, oh, here, yeah, there's no sense in hoarding anything. We have these old magazine pages we can tear up. But there's no sense in hoarding anything for like a very special project, especially when you're doing backgrounds, because it's just a background, right? It's just going to be adding a little bit of interest. And that's one thing you can use if you have 11 billion gel plates, pulls. This is a great place to use it. So on this one, I'm going to use this piece of tissue paper. Don't worry, I have another jar of Mod Podge, so I will not be missing that. And look, there's some wrinkles. Wrinkles are awesome. I like having wrinkles. I don't mind if that's a little bit bigger piece. That's kind of a cool thing already. And we have these pieces. And this is just out of an old craft book, it looks like. I tend to like words more than pictures. You might like pictures. So I am going to do a bunch of these and then I'll flip through them all at the end and show you how they turn out. I know that people like to watch stuff, so I will let this run as I'm doing it for at least a little bit. And then you can see how this goes. Okay, so I'm just coming to my last one, and I thought I would tell you what my process has been thus far. So I went through the first time, and I put about this much on every one. I tried to, and I'll show you them all because they all look a little bit different. But what I try to do is I try to do a good job on at least the first pass through, get some interesting bits here and there. And I will tell you that my pieces get bigger and bigger and bigger as the day goes on. Because I've been doing this for about 2 hours now. But it's worth it because I don't like to, this isn't my favorite part of doing collage. This is, I mean, if it was up to me and I had to yank this stuff out every single time, I definitely wouldn't do as good a job. I would not enjoy making art as much, but because I can come in here and pull out a ton of pages and get a ton of stuff done all at once, I have literally a tiny little pile of stuff left over here. So number one, I've used up a lot of things that were just taking up space in my craft room that are now going to be part of my art. And number two, I have all these really cool pages now that I can use going forward in, so I'm doing it in one project, but say I weren't doing this in one project. That's why I do, you know, background days, right? Where I go through and I make a ton of backgrounds, or I'll have those days where I go through and I stick a whole bunch of stuff that I have found from here and there on, and then I can finesse things or use a product or do something like that. But that is the beauty of like a really, so my husband always laughs at me because I'm like, I would rather have one really bad day than lots of like funky days. And so for me, this is literally a really bad day where I have to sit here and do all of these, do all of this background stuff, get all this glue. Like my phone will not recognize my fingerprint anymore because I have so much Mod Podge on my finger. But we're done. Like we're done with this step. And so it's okay. So that's what I'm doing right there. Now we're done. Okay, so of that giant pile, I didn't wind up using the black. Okay, I have this little piece and I have these left, and that's it. So honestly, I think that, and I might even just put that on there just because I like the color of it. Yeah, there's some scraps and stuff, but overall, this is, I mean, I consider this a great day. I have, and I'll show them to you. Give me just 1 second. Let me put this piece on. I was thinking I'll put it up there where I have a lot of that pink. All right, so we have this one that has kind of more pink and blue. We have this one that has some green and teal. We have this one with lots of green and then the flowers because I have, you know, different kinds of green. That was kind of a green patch. And this is because I started with this green scrapbook paper or tissue paper, but you'll notice as I go, I put it over some places. I have it under some places. You're not going to see it that much. Starting now. So this is where we kind of go into the browns. We have some different colors, some yellows, more of the brown. I really like that, that dark colored paper. I put in some maps. That one's kind of plain. But so while I was doing this, I was thinking about you and what you may be thinking. And I remember when I started this, I would see somebody like Lori Marie Jenkins, who is amazing. I'll put a link to her channel. She does altered books. But she'll do this, but she does like maybe some pictures, or she'll do all book pages, or she'll do something. And when I started, I thought, why would you go to all that effort just to cover it up? Because you'll see, I'm going to be covering most of this up. But the thing is, I now have all these ridges and edges. I have texture behind here. I have wrinkles and bumps and things. And so instead of, when I see all those videos about how to break a blank page, well, you can break a blank page just by putting a whole bunch of crap on it and just getting something on there so that it's not just plain. So this is our background section. Keep your eyes out. I'm going to be doing, the next video is going to be about putting 2 colors of paint on every one of these. All right, so here is the final. All of them dried. They all look, I'm going to be using them in the color journal that I'm going to be doing as the next video. Hopefully that helps. Tara Jacobsen, Artsy Fartsy Life.